And then there's a character in there that was Dixon Hill's friend. And he realizes that he's in a simulation, right? And then he asks Captain Picard, what happens to me after you leave? And like, what happens to my kid, my wife? Are they going to be home? And
holy fuck,
yeah.
dude.
And then Captain Picard's like, I don't know. And he walks away. And
I was like,
fuck,
right?
That's harsh. But if you can do this in GPT right now, if you wanted to.
Yeah, like the AI town too, right? Maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
I was wondering, like, do these emotions can be simulated, or at least what is observable emotions can be like simulated, right? You play enough video games where you've seen like, Mass Effect.
Sure.
You kind of see a person's struggle, right? These aren't real people, but the struggles in their world is real.
Yeah.
Right? In their perspective. If they die in this holodeck world, what is that actual death?
Well, it makes me think like, what are our emotions? They're simulated too, right? They're not real. They're just chemical.
That's what I was thinking too. Like,
yeah.
It's all chemical anyway. Like, and it all can be simulated. It made me think that the emotions. I'm trying to like formulate this.
Well, do you think that the characters became self-aware? Or you think they were just working on their own programming that they could, just because the programming can grasp the idea of a world outside of the world they're in, doesn't mean that they're self-aware.
They weren't. So I think they're self-aware in the sense that self-awareness can be simulated, right?
Yeah.
Right. So if he's a program, and I think we all are, and if he's given the knowledge that it's a simulation, and he has a knowledge of his kids, of his wife, it is a very natural progression in a simulation to think about what happens to me, what happens to my kids, what happens to my family.
Yeah.
Right? That's all even part of the simulation, even us. If some fucking Neo character, Morpheus character said, this isn't real, take this pill and you're just going to go into the real world.
Or I'm going to end this simulation, right? What if the person walks in and says, hey guys, like, I just want to let you know, your life up until this point's been simulated.
And that door becomes an actual portal to the Enterprise.
Whatever world's above this one.
Yeah.
Right. And we can't leave.
Right.
We would ask the same questions. What's going to happen?
It is absolutely predictable what we would.
Yeah.
It would be exactly the same thing as him.
Damn.
So it's like, even us, the ostensible part of what emotions are, or how we act based on our emotions, is simulatable. Right? Because that's what he is, right? It's a simulated expression of emotions, not necessarily the self-awareness of emotions. I mean, we think we're a little more than that because we have the self-awareness of emotions, right?
Yeah.
And it feels very real.
Yeah, I guess it's a semantic trap for me to ask that question, because when I asked you, do you think it's self-awareness or do you think it's the person's programming that allows them to say that? It's our programming that allows us to say that, right?
Yeah, and it's scripted in our head. Yeah. We would have the exact same experience. So, that was like the whole shit part of the very end. Because it was quite filler up to that point.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing deep about this episode. And then in the end, it was like, what happens to a self-aware simulated character?
Well, my friend, you're in for if you enjoyed that, there are two more that are like way deep with Moriarty, the character from Sherlock Holmes. I won't say anything past that.
I'm assuming with data, right? The beta data. Yeah. It's where's that hat? Beta hat.
So I feel like this is like this was like a beta test of like what they wanted to do with the hologram, with holodeck, with that question. Yeah.
And also like the power of it, that it can be real. It can manifest itself as physical.
Yeah.
Right. Like there could be consequences that isn't so digital effectively. Because the guy got shot, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the difference between the emotion we feel and the emotion we script or we program into our programs? Is there a difference?
Well, no, there's a huge difference.
Well, one's biologically based and one's not, right? So yes, there is a difference. One is...
Well, it depends on the program, right? If the program is supposed to simulate biological processes and what surfaces some kind of actionable, concern, and, you're voicing it out to another person, that's pretty much us, right?
Yeah.
But like in a GPT model or whatever, a thing that just token prediction, that's just context.
But if you remove that like kind of wrapper that's a computer interface, let's say you were in an actual simulation and a person asked you that question and you saw their eyes and like the sweat bead coming down their head. It's different now, right? Even though that's probably still the same, there's still the GPT behind it, but something's different now, you know?
Well, it's ostensible emotion and not real emotion. If you know what the underlying...
But what is real emotion? That's my question.
No, what real emotion is biological processes that surface into physical manifestation, right?
Okay, so you're saying the difference is purely the fact that one's biological, one's digital.
Yeah, if you can simulate digital kind of emotions that surfaces as like, tears and whatever, then that's way closer to an analog than what current GPTs or current models do.
I agree.
Yeah. So, but you can fake it. You can fake the tears right now.
Yeah.